following AOR Team Esports Tournament event livestream is brought to you by the following sponsors: Elgato Gaming, Hype Energy Drinks, Thrustmaster and GT Omega Racing. Make sure to check them out in the description down below after the race.
And good evening everyone, and a warm welcome to the Red Bull Ring for the fourth round of the PS4 Team Esports Championship on Apex Online Racing. Well, we're into April now, lots of April showers, but it's bright sunshine here above the track. I am Gaming Animonda. You may know me of course from Tier 1 PS4, and alongside me is another great Andy of the commentary scene, but not the ginger one, it's the other Andy. So Andy, good to see you again, and leading the stream for us here tonight.
Yeah, definitely really looking forward to this. Thanks very much for that. Any people might know me from F2, alongside Ollie, who can help you out. The weeks of 16, but really looking forward to this. We've got a full grid as well. All 10 teams, 2 drivers for each of you. We've seen 3 different wars this season so far in the events. Already, that's a brilliant. Would you anyone at the early stage if you were?
Your mic is breaking up for me. Might just be me.
Oh no. I'll check the stream. I'll let you carry on and I'll check the stream out. Okay,
well, of course, this is one of the shortest tracks on the calendar. Expect lap times, at the very, very least, somewhere in the 105s. A few drivers may be capable of even going into the 104s. Very short track on this particular one. We only have 10 corners of this particular track as we run on board with Simbo Dude at the moment going into turn 3. And hopefully we'll sort out the technical issues Andy's currently having with his mic, but it may be me actually.
No, it was the stream. It was happening. It is me.
Okay, well, that sounds perfectly fine to me. Well, it does happen occasionally on the PS4. Well, in terms of the championship standings, Andy, I've tried to get like an accurate picture of what's going on, because this is a team championship, of course, for the bragging rights of esports in this particular PS4 format. So this may not be entirely accurate, but I believe after 3 rounds of championship, we've had 3 different winners, Andy. You know, we've had Lucas winning at Bahrain. And then we had Yano winning at China, and then last week we had the reigning Tier 1 champion Michael winning at Monaco. So after those 3 rounds, now this may be subject to change because of some certain stewards inquiries, but Williams Esports are on 65 points, then S2V Esports on 57 points, and 43 points for Vodafone Giants. Now Williams Esports obviously in the Williams cars, S2V Esports in the Red Bull cars, and Vodafone Giants are in the Ferrari. And then in 4th place we have VP Gaming, who are in the Toro Rossos on 36 points, and then rounding out the top 5 after 3 rounds is Mercenary Esports on 29 points. The only team yet to get a point in this particular championship is Livid Racing, and they are in the Force India cars this evening. So we'll update you on the particular championship, especially if you are a first-time viewer. There are standings of sorts on the portal, but they're not up to date. So those are, to the best of my knowledge, and I thank Michael for providing me with that, your current standings, Andy.
Yeah, it's very, very close indeed. Hopefully my mic's working. If the mic goes, just shout me in the chat and I'll do my best. At least now I know, because I just bought a new headset. Now I know it's my connection, so I'm going to go and blame my internet provider after this, trust me. At the moment, Ruben is at the top of the standings with a 1 minute 3.5, just 4 100s, keep clear of Nick in 2nd. Then Lucas in the Super Softs in 3rd place. Lap time there from the Bahrain Grand Prix win at round number 1. Standings changing all the time through the field. Dan Daniel for VP Gaming just put himself up into 3rd in the Red Bull.
Mike's breaking up again, unfortunately.
We'll see what's going on. Carry on for now though, sorry, do apologise.
It's alright. Yeah, so very quick pace early on in this session in terms of the banker laps, and just shows you the speed of these drivers, a mixture of Tier 1 and Tier 2 drivers in the PS4 side of things, and what a thrilling season we had in those two tiers. You know, I watched quite a bit of F2, and you know, there were some outstanding races in that particular tier.
Yeah, we had some phenomenal action, especially in the midfield. It was just action-packed non-stop, so we got quite a few drivers there from that standings and from F1. We're in for a lot of great action tonight, especially around here. Such a short track, it's going to throw up a lot in action tonight. And you just look already, the top four are covered by less than 0.2 of a second, as Curly Wurley's just put himself up into 4th place there in the Renault. So it's still Ruben at the top from Nick, Daniel and Curly Wurley. Lucas in 5th. Colony, I think is how you say that, is in 6th. I'll probably get it wrong, I do apologise. Jump in 7th. Hug Ulf is in 8th, and Onyx Mare in 9th, and Williams Jim Roy rounds out the top 10 at the moment. Still to see lap times from Slimbo Dude, Williams, Jim Tim, Alonso, Jarno, Kurwa, Speed Barry, Sean, who's the F2 champion and who's just gone into 2nd place, up to the top of the standings actually as I speak, and H Eagle as well. So we're starting to see a few more coming into track. It'll be really interesting, but Sean's just popped himself, the F2 champ, into provisional pole at the moment, ahead of his fellow F2 compatriot from season 16, Ruben, still in 2nd place, but looking pretty close at the top already.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very the nature of this circuit does dictate that you do normally get very close sessions here. I mean, you don't often get one driver dominating it because there's not too much lap time to be gained between similar pace drivers. It's usually, you know, a tenth or two at most that someone's going to decide it. You know, especially nailing the final 2 corners. I think are always very important. Getting the engine braking right for 9, and then making sure you don't take too much curb on the final corner, so you can get the best possible traction onto that short start finish straight. So, but you know, in terms of the circuits that, you know, any league, let alone AOR, visits during the season, this is one of the simpler ones to sort of get the hang of, but it is a tricky one to master because there's not much time to relax at this one, especially during a race, because the field's going to be so close, and also the sort of nature of this circuit makes it very abrasive on tyres. So the one thing I did notice in recent seasons on this game is those who tend to finish on the faster tyres compounds have an extremely powerful final stint. So anyone doing an alternate strategy outside the top 10, if they can stay out of trouble, look out for them to be very strong indeed come the end of the race.
Definitely so. It is a short track, but it's as you say, you don't have room to breathe. It's very easy as well to pick up warnings for track limits as well, so that's something that the drivers are going to have to be very careful about throughout tonight's proceedings. Already got a few drivers up there. Sean's still at the top at the moment. Lucas has just put himself within 5/1000ths of a second on the Salva's time, so very close at the top. As Nick puts himself in pole position in the Haas there on a 1 minute 3.4, so the times are dropping very rapidly at the top, and we've now got the top 8 covered by 0.2 of a second. Sean now 2nd, Lucas in 3rd, Speed Barry in the pit lane now put himself up into 4th there for CPI. Ruben still in 5th, he's out on another lap at the moment, and Alex in 6th. Kurwa 7th and Daniel in 8th. 0.2 of a second between them. It's just absolutely phenomenal. But that alternate strategy is going to be very powerful, I think, as well. It's something I've seen quite often in other, races before. If you can get the tyres right and you can time it right, then it is definitely a powerful thing, and we can really be looking out for that at the end. Safety car could even throw up a mixture. You never know. It's such a short track. There was a lot of action going on, so it's anybody's guess. We've had 3 different winners so far, and I would not bet against there being a 4th different winner here as well. And between those 3 different winners, 3 different teams as well, so it's still all to play for. Round 4 of the championship, and it's the action so far has been absolutely brilliant, and I'm expecting a lot more tonight as well.
Yes, completely agree with that. It just shows you the depth of the drivers we've had in the PS4 tiers this season, that no one's really dominated, team or driver, so far in this esports series. And apparently, according to my sources, it's going to be a dry race for this one, so we're going to have 36 dry races here, so that's going to be absolutely brilliant to see.
I hope it's not 36 lap dry races, because I've got work to go to in the morning, but 36 laps will certainly do for us tonight. But yeah, plenty going on. Nick's still at the top at the moment. I'm so impressed with just how close it is. I was expecting this, but all the way down to 11th with the H Eagle, just under 4/10 of a second, and the top 14 covered by under a second. This is just brilliant to see, and it's really going to make the race absolutely fantastic to watch as well. We and you are going to have to be on our toes the whole way through tonight, because there's just going to be overtaking left, right, centre, action packed the whole way through. It's going to be absolutely amazing. If you are joining us already, thank you very much for doing so. Do stick around, because this is going to be an absolute barnstormer tonight. Currently following the Renault through the final corner, which was Curly Wurly. I got the wrong one there. Through the last two turns he comes. Can he improve on 11th? He does, up to 4th place, a 10th down on tires. So it's now dropping even further. The top 15 covered by a second, and the best lap times all done pretty much exclusively on the ultra soft tyres, except for Jarno in 5th, 16th place, who's done his lap on the softs.
Yeah, so no one seems willing to give the alternate strategy a go. So the ultra softs, track position can be quite important here. And one of the key elements early on in the race, if anyone in the leaders can sort of break away from those behind, which is very tricky to do, because from lap 3 onwards they'll have 3 DRS zones available, which generally this track, the characteristic has been on F1 2018 to keep the pack really close together, which is why more often than not we get very exciting races here, because you get big trains of cars following each other of similar pace drivers as a result. But if you as one of the leaders can break out early on before lap 3 and really sort of stamp your authority and get into a rhythm on this race, then that can be quite key. But also, given the fact that if you're behind a slower car, you could be stuck on quite a long train. The real risk is, if you make too early a pit stop, you can easily end up in a big queue of traffic and lose a lot of time. So strategy here in particular, in terms of the European tracks, is a lot harder to judge because of that.
Definitely. There's just so many elements to this. As we just jumped on board there to end his lap, he's put himself in the pole position of 1 minute 3.391, 18,000 of top, but there's so many to this, so short as well. Possibility safety car, the different strategies, the 3 car lessons. It is usually racing, whether that be in the real life or whether it be in league racing. It's just a phenomenal track.
Yeah, just so you know, I think your mic went off again, but maybe the connection, maybe. Yeah. You haven't got anything like downloading, have you, or anything like that? Because I did that once.
Got a 4G for now, I can watch it. See.
Yeah, still pretty bad, unfortunately.
Play on the now then.
Well, as we enter the final 5 minutes of session, look at that. Less than a tenth of a second separate the top 4, and covering the top 19 just over a second. And everyone's still opting for those ultra soft tyres. No one looking like they're fitting the super soft tyres to go for a late run, except maybe those on the outside of the top 10. So Hugolf and Jarno have actually fitted the super softs in the pit. So Jarno, of course, a race winner of this series early on in China, may think about trying to get into the top 10 with super softs, but so it'll be a tall order to regain that sort of time to get into there. Now, if he can do it, that would give him a significant strategic advantage, because that would enable him possibly to go onto a fast tyre at the end. But you don't usually, at least for those one-stop, you don't usually see drivers finishing on the ultra soft tyres at the end of the race. Those who are one-stopping will usually be starting on the ultra softs and then going to the softs to the end of the race, and those who start outside top 10, it is worth starting on the softs and then having those super softs at the end of the race, because as we mentioned earlier on in the stream, they are very powerful in the hands of a quick driver at the end of the race, and they can scythe their way through the field towards the end. And we just have just over 3 minutes session as Andy's trying to sort out his mic, so apologies for the technical problems we're having. We're on board with the Force India driver at the moment.
Can you hear me now?
So at the moment, yep, I can hear you.
Cool. Carry on though, but I'm just making sure.
With a 103, 395, a multiple race winner in Tier 1 PS4 this season, had his championship bids really unfortunately cut short with a mixture of problems towards the end of the season, including getting stuck in the pits. So he's already proven a bit of a point with getting a victory in this Esports series. So we're looking to get another one. He obviously very much a qualifying specialist, and he's going to be riding on board now. And if he can get a bit more time out of it, just over 2 minutes of the session to go, he will be one of the favourites to get pole position here.
Definitely so. Coming into the last few minutes now, always exciting times. The entire field is covered by a second, which is just amazing in my book there. We've got Jarno down at the bottom at the moment, but do expect to see him improve. Lucas still on pole at the moment. There are quite a few drivers still in pit lane. Expect to see them out very shortly and coming out on track, but just how close that is. Where are we? Down to 10th is 3/10 of a second. I can't remember the last time I've seen any race where the field was together. It's absolutely incredible, and with 1.5 minutes last, the internet goes again.
Yep, I think it just went again. Are you wireless or wired?
At the moment, wired, it's too far away. That doesn't help. It never used to have this problem until I moved back in here, so it's quite annoying.
Well, Lucas just going even faster there, 103.277. Now has, which in terms of this session is a massive gap, just under 1.5 tenths. The likes of Nick, Sean and Speedbari are on their out laps, so they'll have another lap to go. Lucas getting out of the way of people, so his qualifying session is over. He won't be going for another run, so has left himself open a little bit to track evolution from some of the other drivers, but who knows? And if the rest of the drivers can't hook a lap together, they may be enough for Lucas to get pole position here at the Red Bull Ring. I mean, worst comes to worst, Andy. Could swap the streams around maybe.
I think that might need to be an ideal support.
Because obviously I'm going to be watching something different to you, so it'll be hard to commentate on by myself over that.
I think we maybe need to do that after qualifying, to be honest, because at least then if the goes, you're able to commentate at least on what's on the screen and what the viewers are seeing. So I think we need to do that.
Well, the one thing I do know is that Nick has made an absolute hash of his final qualifying lap. Must have been validated straight away, straight off at turn 3 and retires. So he will not threaten Lucas this time.
We've got Speedbari coming through the final couple of corners now to complete his lap. Obviously the checkered flag is now out. Currently in 4th position at the moment. 2:10. Can he improve on his time? He can. Shot in as well from place. But he's just headed for so improvement on. Next cross line was Danny, who just in the top in there. And Williams has decided to hit. So that is the end of qualifying. Is that one in the books, and it is Lucas on off the stream.
Okay, just keep it going.
Okay, Let's keep going now, yeah? You going to swap around and just start one up, or?
Yeah, I'm going to try and sign into AOR from my PS4.
Okay. I'll keep it trying a bit at the moment, just now. Lucas takes pole position now. Nick takes second, and this qualifying session finally ended. If anyone can hear me at the moment, I do apologise for this. I now at least know what my issue is. I thought it was my microphone, but now I know it's the connection, because this is a brand new mic I just bought this evening, purposely for this. So I do apologise. We're going to get a fresh stream up, where at least if my problems continue, you'll be able to see what is being talked about. But Lucas on pole, 1 minute 3.2, with Nick in second, 1/10 down. Sean in third for FAP, Speed Barry in fourth for CPI, then Ruben in fifth for S2V, Kurwa in sixth place, Curly Whirly in seventh, Alex in eighth, Daniel takes ninth, Danny in 10th place, top 10 all on ultra soft tyres, Yano in 11th on the super softs, only 4 down. Then it's Yomp, Williams Jim Tim, and then it's Williams Jim Roy, H Eagle, Alonso, Onyx Mur, Colney, Slimbo Dude, and I just missed the bottom one, but there was they've taught all the cars separated by around about a second at tops, which is just absolutely amazing stuff. It's going to be a really good race here, and do stick around. We're just getting the stream changed around, and we'll be able to get you something a bit more. Again, I can only apologise for this. I did think it was my mic, and now I know it's my internet connection. And well, there's going to be one very angry Scotsman onto a particular internet provider tomorrow morning, let's say that much.
I'll just keep it going a bit longer. I am signing in as we speak.
Good stuff. So, going to get this one, but get ready. Obviously, as soon as we go along, there'll be another one starting up. So if you are subscribed to AOR and got the bell icon on, you'll see another one pop up in just a moment's time. But that covers off qualifying. Going to be a very interesting race coming up here indeed. Let's have a look while we're getting the new stream started here before the race. Look at the tyres for those starting further back. So the top 10 all on the ultra softs. You've got Yarno and Yomp in 11th and 12th on the super soft tyres, and then everyone else down to last is all on the hardest compound, the soft tyres. So they're definitely looking to go for the alternate strategy. Obviously, best thing to do, I would say, go as long into the stint as possible. Yano and Yomp obviously looking to go super soft, use a little bit of extra grip to maybe gain some places in the top 10 early doors, and then try and go into the softs and run a bit longer later into the race. But that might come back to bite them later on if tyre wear is an issue on that Ferrari and Mercedes. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes, but with such a close qualifying session, it is bound to be an extremely close race. Don't go anywhere when we get this going. How are we coming along with the chain, my friend?
Yeah, nearly done.
Good. We'll probably just get it just in time for this. Yeah, that's fine. Let's just get it up. I can edit it. I've got the YouTube app, so I can get it sorted.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we're good.
Right, so live. So the another stream popping up. Go jump to that one and catch the start of the race. Do apologise for this changeover, but this is the best thing so that you guys don't miss a single bit of the action. We do jump to that one. I'll be back in very shortly.